Sophie Sadie, and I will be critiquing Sam's work. Um, I really do like Sam's photos, and I think he does generally understand the requirements of the project. Um, his photos look like it's just a teenage guy, young adult, college student, obviously, living his life and doing different things. And then as you go on, you can see that he gets a pack of cigarettes, and there's a lot of temptation going on with like being in college, peer pressure, different things like that. And then he grabs a bottle of alcohol and starts drinking that, probably because he pours it in a cup and gets distraught because he needs to eat pizza now because he's feeling all these different things. I feel like these photos just show what it's like to live as a college student and be tempted by your peers and other people to act a certain way or be a certain way to fit in. I think that Sam's used a really good like base for his project. There's different lighting in different images. It's dark outside in this one, and then it's really well lit inside the place, and then you can kind of see in the shadow the pack of cigarettes down there. Um, I guess in some senses these seem surreal, like this tapestry is surreal, but overall the project, like the images are real. Like this is probably something a lot of college students see, like their friends falling into different peer pressure, and like how college students themselves fall into peer pressure to do like drugs and drink. um the story overall, like I said, a college student living his own life, doing his things, like playing guitar, stuff he likes to do, and then coming to hang out with friends and ends up going to smoke like a cigarette, and then starts drinking with his friends, and then, obviously eating food, and then later on passing out. Um, some of the best images I would say are, I like this one, playing the guitar. That's a really real thing. It happens a lot. People are finding themselves in college. And then I kind of like this one because, like, there's some shadows. He's looking at alcohol, like, oh, should I do this? Like, what's going on? Should I fall into this trap again? And then even this one, shadow, looking dark, looking lonely, like there's nothing left to do, drink, smoke cigarettes, do drugs. Um, I think a lot of the images are interesting just because, like, even though the subject who is doing the drugs and drinking isn't in this photo, it's still interesting. Kind of like the dark hallway makes it almost like nightmarish and scary. Weak images probably would have to include like this. It's just a staircase. This is a cool image. It's like a slanted staircase, but that's kind of weak. Um, that that's kind of weak. Like, yeah, you get to see like, oh, there's some pills, a lighter, um, just different stuff going on, but kind of weak. Just like an average photo. This just hand on a doorknob. Not that interesting. I think to make these images a bit like more interesting in the final project would be to like work with the editing, make it like either like black and white and really dark and shadowy to show how like peer pressure with drugs and alcohol exists and how it's almost a sad thing. Or maybe, I don't know, to make it more surreal, capture these images but capture what's going on around the subject, for instance, and make it like edit it on Photoshop or something and make it look more surreal. But overall, I do think this is a good base and the project has a lot of potential.